Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Campus. We are here in Mitton University conquering our 2 and 3 star objectives today. We're going to start by scheduling a student party for December. Nice Christmas party for them there. And then we're going to give them a student lounge party. And this one is going to ring in the new year. What a way to welcome our students back and give them a nice boost of happiness as they come back for the next part of their studies. They also want a gothic bookcase, but I don't know where I'm going to put that. Probably in the dorm room. Imagine all of the goths are just going to gather around it and read solemnly, while the jocks and everyone are kind of in there smashing their heads off lockers or something. Who knows? Everybody shares that single dormitory. I don't have any other dormitories in the campus, so we need to train a teacher at level 5 in robotics. That is probably going to be the main goal. Everything else is going to happen kind of residually as we go through the years here. And we have a lot of our teachers already trained and scheduled to do some more training in robotics, but Jezebel Lillywhite is the most advanced teacher we have at the moment, so she's going to be the one that we push to that 5-star rank. Next up, we've got 3 sweetheart romances, 40 students attending events, and an average B+ grade in robotics. So all we need to do is maintain that high grade, develop these romances by giving them stuff to do and romantic options, and then make sure that our events are well programmed, which we've already done. Nice monthly profit there, and we're going to move on to doing a little bit of expanding, I think. Maybe we don't need to expand at the moment, though. I think we're pretty happy at the moment. I don't think it's going to take us that long to get all of this training done. So we're going to have a look at our relationship items and see if we can just place some simple sort of stuff in here. It looks like corridor items. We don't have the love trumpet unlocked, and I'm not going to spend 50 kudos on that when I only have 56 in the bank. So we're going to lean on the things that we already have, I guess. We'll have a look at these outdoor items. There's not actually a building that we can build to improve romance interactions. So let's have a look. Friendships and stuff here. Love bench. We'll put in a love bench, which is for level 1 and 2 relationships. And I guess we need to get, I think sweethearts is the level 3. So we're going to put these in, and these will start building the basic kind of romance relationships. And here we are, dating/sweethearts. This is the one that develops them to that next tier. So we'll just put those quite close by each other, I guess. We can fit one in and another one.
And you join me today for 2
just there. There we go. Right, okay, so that should start improving our relationships, which will help us achieve that first goal. I just want to extend this robo design so that we can fit in this item here. And what was it again? Let's find it. Where are you? Big 3D printer, that's the one. And then we'll put a few more bits and pieces in here as well. So we might as well, seeing as we've now got the space, and that'll push the prestige level up a little bit, which means our students will be educated in a more efficient way and will increase their grades a lot quicker. So this item here that we've had a demand for, I can't remember what it was. It was like a printing lab or a design desk or something. We've unlocked Bad Robot Dog, which is a commercial project. Posh painting. Okay, it's going in the dorm room next to the gothic bookcase. Its eyes will follow you around the room as you read your gothic literature. Let's have a look. Bad Robot Dog, Research Hub, that's going okay. And our training pod, we have 84%. Oh no, that's the repair, and the training is about 3/4 of the way there to level 2. Have a look quickly at Jezebel, who's at level 4 now in her robotics. We'll get her up to level 5, and then that'll knock out that objective. This is going pretty well. It's the last thing that we need to do. Our sweetheart romances have been developed. We've got that A grade still being maintained, and 40 students attended events long ago. I think that just happened after Christmas, so that's not too bad. We will cancel these training programs so that Jezebel goes straight in there. We do get to keep the progress of that current training, which is really good because it means we can kind of chop and change and get what we want and just prioritize things a little bit. We'll get DJ Sous Chef to come in here. Excellent. Right, great stuff. I'm going to upgrade our training pod because the training seems to be taking quite some time, and I'm not going to get it upgraded in time for this 5-star level to level 5 robotics teacher to come around, but it'll help in the future. Why does the terrain keep vanishing? That's so weird. Anyway, we're going to talk about expansion soon, so these are some of the plots that we've not yet unlocked, and we've still got quite a lot of space that we haven't actually developed Oh, there we go. 2-star objectives complete. We've unlocked sci-fi films and Honor Rollers, which is a brand new event. Let's talk redevelopments.
No, I will.
So, for the new term, we need another lecture theatre, a robo-design lab, a general knowledge teacher to be hired, and a new robotics teacher. Our 3-star objectives give us... Oh, it's end of year. I'm going to get to these 1 minute. 16 graduates, 41 continuing, and 84% average exam results. Our average grade is an A, the assessment score 84%. Gives us a nice reward of 10 kudos and $5,000. All the kudos is very, very helpful right now because I really want to unlock some items as quick as possible. We have 2 clubs with 46 students in them, the speed walking club being the most popular, which we kind of know. Jezebel Lillywhite has the honour of being the rising star of our staff and also the worst photograph I've ever seen. Average room prestige of 6 and an attractiveness of 70% and 4 other rewards. So we need 100 students on the campus, an average staff happiness of 55%. I'm just going to have a quick look and we're going to bring on Internet History, which is a new course that we've unlocked. We're going to put that in today, and obviously that means we need to add a computer lab and an Internet History teacher and I think another lecture theatre. The other stuff we need to do is upgrade 10 items and have a number of people at an A grade in robotics. So I'm going to expand these smaller buildings here so that they're in line with the larger L-shaped building above it, and then we're going to do some more developments, and I'm going to skip ahead and then explain a little bit more about what I've done and the new buildings that I'm going to be providing. So initially I'm just going to do this expansion and then you will see what I come up with by the end and get ready for our new term beginning. Okay, here we are. We have 2 large buildings and a smaller one at the back there. This is probably going to be our new robotics site. We've just expanded those other 2 buildings as well, and we're going to try and just manage things a little bit better. And I'm going to do a complete redevelopment where I shuffle buildings across, hopefully without deleting them, because I don't want those that we've upgraded to have to start again, which is something that I always end up doing. So we're going to flip ahead again, and we're going to be developing as we go. Right. So, all of my buildings are now done. I have 4 robotics labs, 2 robo-planning labs, I've got lecture theatres, I've got a library, I've got 5 dormitories now all together with like 2 beds in each of them of various different sizes. So here we go. Let's dive in. I've been using the partition walls as well, which is really cool. We've got a shower in there and a big toilet there, but that is currently the only toilet on campus. We are going to be putting in some... We've run out of money basically, because I always do, and I don't want to take out a loan. Here we are, Robo Design 1 and 2, then a big library which is heavily favoured towards the robotics assessments and things. Then we've got 2 dorms that only have beds and wardrobes in, then a lecture theatre. Over here we have a shower and a toilet that has 1 singular thing of each in. We've got a student union which isn't very well equipped, and I think that's a staff room. Over here we have the new computer lab for our brand new course, which is Internet History. We've got 2 lecture theatres. That's the student lounge, which just has a sofa in it. 3 more dormitories at the top there that you can see. And we're going to continue expanding. Over here, I'm going to be using this as mainly like a residual space. So we're going to put in our research and our training and probably our one-to-one tuition rooms. And up here, this is just going to be an excess space. I'm not really going to be using that unless I really have to, because at the moment everything's kind of looking pretty good and I've got a pretty solid foundation on which to build. And basically what we're going to be doing is month by month, as we get our income, we'll expand and develop the rooms that don't have anything in them. So we're going to start our next year now and then see how everything goes and see if this comes together nicely. I do also need to put benches, vending machines, radiators and all of that sort of stuff in, because student happiness is probably going to start to plummet in these early stages of this new year. The Statue of Love, you're not getting it, I'm sorry. We've done the relationship goals stuff, we don't need that right now. And another request for a Statue of Love, they must be together. Now that we have our first month of profit in from the new term, we can develop our student lounge. So I'm starting to realise that the happiness of the students is starting to suffer a little bit because we don't have great facilities for them right now. The dormitories aren't good, the student lounge isn't good, the student union isn't good. So we need to expand these fast and as efficiently as possible keeping our budget in mind. And we're going to try and do this on a month-by-month basis. So every time we get our profit, we move in, we do another room. We try and get that happiness rating of the students back up so they don't drop out and don't fail their courses. That's a spiral that I don't want to get stuck into. And now I'm starting to see the similarities between this and 2 Point Hospital, where you had to keep your patients happy, fed, energized, and comfortable. This is very much the same for your students, so they need to be provided with entertainment, they need to have like a variation of things to do on campus while they are here studying, and that all feeds into their ability to work and their studies. And I'm guessing their unique personality traits will also influence that as well. So we just need to make sure that we are doing this on a month-by-month basis with the money we're getting in, which is pretty plentiful, so I'm not too worried about this at the moment. We'll put a 2-player game table or an arcade table in here as well just to finish this one off, and then we'll jump ahead another month. Next up, we're going to develop our staff room because staff happiness is one of our goals for this part of the objectives. So we need to make sure that our staff are well looked after, and it may well be that once we get this staff room done and develop all of the other buildings, we need to get a secondary staff room up and running just to keep our staff happy and make sure that they've always got somewhere to go when they're on a break with their own kind of like private vending machines, arcade machines and all that sort of stuff. I mean, a staff member really doesn't want to be going around and playing on an arcade machine while students are wandering about. It doesn't really set a great precedent. I mean, unless you admire that. I mean, I would admire that, but I think teachers would be wanting to be a little bit more professional than that and play games in the comfort of their own staff room. Who knows? Let's get this coffee table down to finish this room off, and then I think that's done. Next, we're going to develop this shower room and then the bathroom, which is opposite it, while we've got the funds available to do so. And that should be just about the end of the money for this first month, which has actually gone a rather long way. I forgot about radiators. We're going to put those in now and just make sure. I mean, look at the lack of thermal comfort throughout the campus could be quite devastating for us if we don't get on top of that quickly. It's quite interesting that they bring this in now, is an early stage of the game. I remember Mitton University and 2 Point Hospital, it was literally just research and training, I think, because you got a grant for completing training and other things, and I think that was Mitton University. But Mitton University was always the research hospital anyway, where you learned about research. But to learn about research, training, and thermal comfort, which didn't actually happen until you got to like World 3 or 4, the icy holiday resort type world, like, I can't remember what they were called, Tumble and stuff. They were the colder areas. But yeah, we've got that straight away here. So a lot of mechanics being introduced on this level, which is really interesting to see and kind of ups the challenge a little bit. But I still don't think this game is as challenging as 2 Point Hospital. We'll see, though. It might get a lot worse. We're just finishing off with our usual hand dryers in this bathroom, and then we'll put up our usual posters as well as some sinks and other bits and pieces, just to try and push that prestige level as high as we possibly can, because that's vitally important. I still haven't worked out what the max prestige you can attain for a room is. I'm going to assume it's 10. It was 5 in 2 Point Hospital, but given how high it's been pushed in other things, I think I did get a room to 10 before, but we'll have to see how that goes moving forward. We may have more. Who knows? And we're just about finished with this bathroom. That's prestige 5. I think that'll do it for now, unless we can put in a few plans to push it all the way up to 6. Oh, we did. Excellent. Now then, we're another month in and we have 65 grand in the bank, so I think it is probably time for us to develop our dormitories. Just going to have a look at our student happiness. I mean, you can see there, sorting it, we've got a few happy ones, but right down the bottom here, Arlene Bunting is our worst mooded student, and drink and entertainment are her needs. Attractiveness isn't good. Thermal comfort's terrible. I wonder if that'll just build up over time as she's in more comfortable areas, because we need to put radiators throughout. Look at the state of this. This is terrible. Let's get radiators in all over the campus and try and address that issue as soon as possible, because I assume that's had a huge negative effect on their happiness. We're going to use the residual funds from this month to expand the student union a little bit. I can't fit a stage in here, so I think later on I may need to build a second student union because this one's too small. We'll make this a little bar with a few tables and gaming things in, and that can kind of be a general chilled out place where they can come along, do a little bit of gaming, because you can see here the stage just won't fit anywhere. That was a pie in the sky kind of thinking from me, I think. But we'll put some vending machines and stuff in here. Maybe that large building that I've got like as a residual building, we can put our new student union in there and do a few other bits and pieces in that one, but have the stage and the big party place in there. I've also got that book club stand I'd like to put down at some point. But for now, we'll make this like a little student bar. We'll put in some arcade tables and stuff, and then we will put in the usual kind of drinks tables, and jukebox, I guess, would be a good idea in this one. And this can just be the bar area. Whereas our main student union will have the stage and whatever else I can fit in there. We'll put in some vending machines in this one, and I think that's good. We've got a student who's very unhappy and refusing to pay their fees. So this looks like the consequences of not keeping your student happy. So really, really good that we're starting to do this right now, because we need to sort out this issue with happiness that we've got. So if they're refusing to pay their fees, we're not getting paid and we're not making money, which we need to develop the campus further. Just finishing off with a few more posters, see if we can push this up a little bit more, but that prestige bar is moving very, very small amounts now, even with the big neon guitar. Could I put a love trumpet in? Let's do it. Let's put the love trumpet in here. What does the love trumpet do? It's not a great sounding thing. It's like very innuendo laden, so who knows? Who really knows? Can I fit a chair in just to boost this to prestige level 9? We'll put it right behind this painting. I'd feel like it was looking at me if I was sat there. That's the second time I've mentioned a painting looking at us, so we're going to leave that and not talk about it anymore. Can you tell what my greatest fear is? We have a little bit of spare cash left in the bank, and we're going to use that to develop our dormitories, and hopefully that will be all of the happiness issues in here addressed. Now, what's really interesting is we have 2 beds in here, but 33 students assigned to it. Now, I don't know if that means that 33 students will happily share this space, or there are 33 students assigned to it and it is therefore overcrowded and we need to address it. I'm going to use these room dividers, and I'm very well aware that I'm cutting one room in half and giving it little space, and another room in half and giving it more space. That wasn't intentional. It was just where I could fit that room divider. But we're going to have it. These students can only afford this small partition, and the other students can afford the larger ones. It's the rich and the poor once again. But this is looking good. I quite like this. I really like playing around with these partition walls, and I love the fact that rather than them actually just being like a flat partition, which I kind of expected them to be, the wallpaper that you set to the room actually sticks onto the partition wall, which is really cool. It's just a tiny little touch that they could have easily overlooked and left it as like a plain divide of like plaster or something. But it's nice that it takes on the same wallpaper that you have set in the room, which is really good. And I've not actually played around with the wallpapers. I just hope they're a little bit better than 2 Point Hospitals, which were gross. We'll fill this with posters. Again, the one thing I don't like about these partition walls is you can't put posters on them. Otherwise, we'll be having an absolute field day with our prestige levels. But our campus is now level 16. We're going to get another rug unlocked with our kudosh, because I only have the record one. And I'm going to get the music highlight rug. Nah, we'll not do that. Purple rug? Yes. And then we've got like a rectangular rug to go in other places as well. We'll put one in this room there. And that's about 7 3/4. Can I put some posters in to push it up to 8? I think I'd be happy with 8 on my prestige. That'll do. Excellent. And now we'll copy and paste them across. So our happiness is kind of getting a little bit better. We're at 29% on our lowest, but that thermal comfort rating hasn't moved. I'm just hoping it's going to build up over time, but I really can't be sure. I'm hoping it's not a bug, but we can't really tell in this early stage of the game because it's just released, and I don't know if we've had any patches yet, but we'll see. But things are starting to improve. We've just got about enough money now to duplicate this dormitory, which puts us back up to our full quota of dormitories. We can have 20 in this one, 20 in that one, and then 20 across the board in all of these. So we're well equipped for 100 students. I'm just wondering if I should have more dormitories to space that out a little bit more. But we'll leave it for now. We're going to upgrade some machines. Time to get our research back up and running. So we're putting this room back in that area that I'd earmarked for like extra kind of like auxiliary buildings like the research and the training and maybe some of the private tuition rooms. I just think that's probably going to be the best place for it. It's this centralized location where you have doors going off either side so students can kind of come in and navigate around with ease, and it acts as a nice go-between for our two sides of the campus. But what I would kind of like envision for the further development of this building and this entire campus this would be like the central hub, and then off either side you'd have all three separate courses, having large, sprawling buildings with a lot more into it. But we're getting better, the prestige levels are going up, and I'm definitely seeing that bigger rooms with windows are the best way to go here. Stops us having to cover the place with posters and paintings and plants and stuff, which we don't have enough janitors to look after. Selling invalid items, and that is that one done. See, I could have put some windows in there. Instead, I covered it with posters. But that's not a problem. Let's get our digital computer researched. I think that improves our internet history course. And we'll do the same again with our private tuition room. Now this one we can actually copy and paste. I'm going to have two private tuition rooms up and running at the same time. One of the things I have forgotten to do on this level is actually manage what staff are working in what building and on what particular course. So I'm going to leave it for this level. We don't need to do it. It's not really had much of an effect on us anyway, but something to bear in mind as the difficulty ramps up as we go through these levels. But private tuition room going in, that's going to boost the academic grades for our students and ensure we have plenty of robotics students graduating with an A. So they must graduate with an A. That's the key thing here. They can't just sit in an A grade and us have that objective complete. So that, as well as the students on campus, is dependent on what happens at the end of the year and our student intake for the next year. So we're copying this private tuition room now, and that's getting put in place there. We'll just pop the radiator down, and that's all good. I'm just going to pause for a second because I've got a few memos and stuff I need to clear. The sketching board, that's the one I was thinking about. That was one that was in the other room ages ago. I couldn't remember the name of it. We're around about the halfway point of the academic year, and it's finally time to build our new student union. Now, I was going to build this in that secondary L-shaped building that's like off to the top of the campus. We're going to leave that for now. I'm busy building, leave me alone. But I'm actually putting it in that auxiliary building here, as you can see. We're going to make it nice and big, put in our... Oh, we've run out of money. I forgot we'd run out of money. But we'll... Should we take out a loan? Should we just wait for a month to pass? We might as well just wait for a month. We've got the stage in and the rest is fine, so we can just leave that. It's not an issue. Lots of students working on assignments. That's really useful. We have an inspection going about our student assessment score, and we need to get an average assessment score of 90%, which we aren't going to achieve, I don't think. But what I want to do is use the paths and terrain tools, which which is new, and I discovered it last episode and completely forgot to mention it. We can paint our paths and terrain. It's so simple, but it's also so cool. Now, I've seen a few people design some really intricate campuses with this, and I'm just using it to place a basic path, but we'll do more later. Time to hire another staff member. We need some more janitors. We're getting a lot of plants and a lot of upgrades and stuff. If we can get more janitors that are trained in upgrading our machines, we'll get that upgrade goal hit as quick as possible. Look at these guys. DJ Sous Chef is on. I interrupted my partying with an open day report. We've upgraded 7 of 10 items there. That one's just ticked over and unlocked the digital computer, which I'm guessing is going to go in our computer lab. Campus level 19. That's really good. That'll increase our student intake. I'm actually going to delete these two machines. We've also unlocked a new research project for the supercomputer.
Harrison Wolf on 2 Point Radio.
Cool. Anyway, digital server, that looks familiar. A monitor. Oh, these all increase the learning level of the course. So I guess the more we upgrade these and the more we unlock. So I'm guessing the supercomputer increases it by even more. We've got the server, which looks very familiar, very much like the ones in 2 Point Hospital. So it's nice to see little nods to the other game, which is really cool. Time for a sleepwalking club, I think. Why not? Not sleepwalking. It's speed walking, and this is nap time or something like that. We'll put in a few bits and pieces, and we'll also put our speed walking club sign in. These are little things that we deleted last time and not got round to putting back in. Put the hamster wheel on, and then some telephones. Again, these little things are just stuff that students can find throughout the campus, and it will just gradually increase their happiness and give them some entertainment. like the telephones they can ring home or something. And then we'll put a couple of herb planters down here right next to this bin and where the little kiosks are. I don't like the look of these kiosks, so that's something that we'll need to kind of be aware of. We're almost at the end of another academic year, and hopefully this will be when we actually complete the 3-star objectives. Academic year is over, year 4, we've got 53 graduating, 46 continuing, and 80% average exam results, which is really good. 100% pass rate, an average grade of A, and an average assessment score of 82%. 2 clubs with 30 students in them, Speed Walking Club being the most popular. Derek Giant has taken the worst photograph again, and also the best staff member for generating research points with 550. I flicked through the other stuff so quickly I didn't know what they were. We need to build a VR lab. I'm assuming that's to do with internet history. So we'll put that one in. It might actually be robotics though. Who knows? General knowledge we're going to upgrade. The general knowledge one I think has been really, really useful because you're getting like students graduating like every year because it's only a 1-year course. And yeah, that's really useful. Good thing to have. And it'll bring in a lot of income because you'll get money for students doing well and graduating that course, and then more course sign-ups as your reputation grows. So we'll see how that gets on. I'm going to put in our VR lab. It should just fit in here. And yeah, I think I'm going to have a look at what course this is used for. It's really interesting though that they can reuse rooms for other courses, but also they will have unique items that increase the education rating of those, like education rating. I'm not playing Planet Zoo. It'll increase the XP generated depending on what course is actually using it. So it's really nice. They've really thought about this. I'm going to put in some partition walls again because I like them. I can put them in the right way. And yeah, that's that done. We'll put some paintings in and some posters. We're only at prestige level 3, but I think that's slowly eking up. Yeah, there we go. 4. Windows, always good. They do boost prestige by a lot. I mean, if I was studying all day, I would probably like some windows to look out of and clock watch or something. Why don't we have a clock yet? I suppose you don't need one. You've got a bell. Who knows? We are at 6 on our prestige level. Obviously, the circuit boards are going to go in. We're a robotics college, so that needs to happen. Get a radiator on, increase the thermal comfort rating, and that's prestige level 7. And we'll finish with a few planters. Excellent. Level 20 on the campus. One thing I needed to mention, actually, 2 Point Radio has a Geordie voice, a Geordie voice actor hosting. That is the greatest thing ever. I love hearing my local accent in video games. Just don't talk about that episode of Castle that aired like 5 or 6 years ago where they had a Geordie on it and he was not Geordie at all. Look it up on Google. It's absolutely terrible. Look it up on Google. Look it up on YouTube. What am I talking about? I need some general knowledge. I'm going to go to this campus. Hopefully when we hit play though, we will have our 100 students on campus when we start the next year. I'm going to copy this lecture theatre because again we need that to fulfill the requirements for the new year, and then we just need to hire another general knowledge teacher and then we can start our next year. But as I was saying, yeah, you do hear the Geordie accent in a few other games like Black Flag, the Assassin's Creed game. There's one in that, and I'm pretty sure there's some in other games, but here they've definitely hired a guy from my region to do the accent. Either that or he has the best representation of my region. It's fantastic. Well, oh, there we go. Too busy talking. Missed 3-star objective being completed. We've unlocked the robot display and the Western film event. I don't think anybody's going to go to that. Unless we get some cowboys coming to the campus, who knows. But we've done it. We didn't do that Ministry of Education thing. We don't really care about them as long as we're bashing out our 3-star objectives. This one was a lot of fun. I had a lot of I got a lot of enjoyment from designing in this one, and I'm really looking forward to playing the next level, which is where we get our jousting course. That's going to be fun, and I'm going to spend a little bit more time actually designing and stuff. And we're going to try and make this next one look really good. I mean, depending on the objectives. I've loved this game so far, and I hope you've enjoyed playing along with me. Thanks for watching again. I will see you next time on 2 Point Campus. Bye-bye, everybody.
A humbly named Jumbo University